After downing 435 Miller Lights, Eric Packner was found squealing and hobbling around on the ground of Church Street in banks like a beached swordfish. Pants around his ankles and PBR littered all over the ground, he squeezes his way out of his bearcan bed ready to take on his daily routine of pounding 587 Miller High Lifes. Eric Sharky Packner, heir to the high life throne, groaning and moaning, rubbing the hairs off his bloated belly cap mushroom, while his fingers dance across the pages in his autobiography
and belly
written
side
by
up
none
dancing
other than
dingoes.
Tequila Jones himself. After his 97th beer, he gets ready for a light jog apace, if you will, to the beer store. Scrounging up all of the loose quarters and doodads laying around the couches he sleeps on to sling another rack of the shelf and go home and get drunk with the elves. Hankering for a munch grain moose nugget, Packner downs another 9,000 Miller PBR cans in a desperate attempt to get drunk. 88 beers later, he finds himself behind the wheel of Finn's monster truck. The engine rattles as he runs over all of the homeless tweakers on Church Street. But Packner now found that he had a serious problem. He was pissing his pants at an extremely alarming rate. Clear piss was shooting out of his pants like a fucking bottle rocket, as Eric desperately chugged an entire Miller High Life tall boy in one gulp, his bladder now nearing a total explosion. Shit and piss spewing out of his brown eye, heavy sweating face, heavy breathing, tearing for that crisp crank and pull of the tab to quench his fucking thirsts. "Lay me out in the gutter and fuck me beer daddy," he screams into the void. Eric smashed the window of a gas station and ran inside. The woman behind the counter screamed as he grabbed 400 boxes of Miller Lite and started guzzling 10 of them at once, beer spilling everywhere. "My God," screamed the woman. "Mr. Packner, what in God's name are you doing?" Eric didn't answer. He fell down in the pool of beer and piss and started writhing around like a swordfish out of water. The woman started hitting him in the head with a shovel. Packner grabbed the boxes of beer and attempted to scramble away, but he slipped and skidded on the slippery pool of spilled beer and fell, swimming in pools of piss and PBR. Eric swordfish-like flipping and flapping his yapper as he chugged 600 bottles of High Life. Eric continues on his rampage of total destruction, pillaging the town's only liquor store. On the floor of the liquor store, flapping like a swordfish pulled from the waters in a shimmer and shine of broken glass and cigarette butts, yodeling like a sailor, his tinge writhing in seizures, and termites chewing his escape hole through the floorboards. Eric Packner enters the room in a drunken rage. After shotgunning 9,000 PBR cans in a drunken rage, he enters his living room in shambles from the parties that go on each and every night, beer cans and hopes and dreams scattered all over the floor. Eric finds his new wife Dusty fast asleep on his only bed. In a drunken rage of a hard night out on the Magic the Gathering, he finds himself enchanted by the beer, glowing like a luminescent jellyfish. Eric takes the only pillow in the house and begins to smother his wife in her sleep. Ahig muffled screams from under the pillow as Eric slams the feather-down pillow even further into his lover's eye sockets. The house is twisting and turning Eric's tornado-like rage, destroying a clean path. "I gobla beat," he yells from under the piss-soaked pillow. "He took me only sleep spot." Eric groans. The beer sweat is pouring out of his pores like a waterfall at this point. His eye gaskets are yearning for that sweet release.
Eric's sweat is gushing like a yellow stone. Guys are at this point about to blow his pent-up load all over the guests in this house. He opens the closet to grab his Kendema beer cans and piss bottles, highlighter yellow in color and urea blow out of the tiny skeleton holding all of Burke's skeletons. He smashed the bottle, going full motherfucking throttle. Bottle after bottle, spin the bottle and make out with a pack that this shit is whack because I'm motherfucking Eric Sharky Packner. Yeah, I got my Kendema, I've been steal beer from your mama. Midnight munching on that seed grain. Munch, munch on my muff stain. My shirt is stained, but it's the finest of linen. Fuck around and drink my 900 beers, and you'll be as in a winner, win a sharky dinner. Flip pages in my book. Sharky kept whistling, drinking his beer, when a tarantula crawled right into his ransacked his skull and planted explosives. His head then exploded with the crash of an ocean. Yeah, the ocean, this motherfucker's poetry, walking in motion with beer as his potion in the dry desert called the ocean. 800 beers, yeah, that's the fucking ocean. Day me, my day me. Say man, thanks for the beer. I'ma head out beer after beer after beer. I'm a drunken idiot behind the wheel, serving up late night Eric. Do I won't share shit, cause I'm motherfucking Eric Sharky Packner. Beer after beer after beer, I'm still here, flopping like a swordfish out of the water. When I don't have my beer, I get sick and need to see the doctor. He works behind the counter, he goes by the name of Barry. He's hairy like a bear with 1,000-yard seed grain stare. Seated like a grain, just don't lick my taint. That motherfucker ain't, I can't explain. When I crack that beer and sip away at my fear. Don't worry my dear Eric, Mo the fucking Sharky Packner is here.